Well, hello everybody. Good morning. It's Thursday morning, so we're still waiting to be paid out. So yesterday we went up to Maryborough, which is 2 hours north of Brisbane, and we bought this hay rake, stick rake, sorry. They were using it for weeding and stuff like that in amongst the sugar cane and that sort of stuff. So we got a really good deal on it. It's an older version, older model, but really happy with it. We haven't unloaded it as of yet, obviously. That's obvious stuff, but yeah, it looks like for what we want, it'll be very useful for us to clean up a lot of the sticks and stuff around the property, and also experiment with some other things that I have in mind as we go through. So you know, it's from a sugarcane farmer. So you know, those boys have a lot of stuff laying around, which you'll see some of the other videos there. I've got a lot of footage of some of the stuff that he had up there laying around and stuff, so it's going to be very interesting to run through that stuff with you. But we'll get stuck into this thing over the Easter weekend and start to clean it up a bit and knock some of the rust off. You know, there's some fairly decent rust scale on it, but it doesn't look like much of it's very structural, although there's probably going to be quite a few bolts, I would say, will snap as soon as any sort of pressure's put on them. But you know, at the prices that you pay, you know, it's a good buy. You know, to buy stuff like that, new or similar equipment, is very expensive, so it'll work out very well for us to be able to use that sort of thing. So here we are. Here's the 6310, the big beauty sitting there. Well, you know, why did we go with the John Deere? Well, you know, to be honest, the quality and the build of tractors like this one's out of Germany, you know, is that good that I'm looking forward to really experimenting and really getting to use these things. It goes like you wouldn't believe. It's the premium version, so it's got the front suspension, just unbelievable to ride in. I mean, it's mind-blowing. The seat in it is just crazy good. You know, the capacity and everything else of the tractor is really incredible. So yeah, I'm incredibly happy with it. It's got about 4,000 hours on it. It's a 2001 model. I was told a few things that weren't necessarily true with tractors, which I wasn't happy about. I was told that you can't tell when they were built. You know, but the farmer I bought this off set me straight, and you know, was able to explain to me some of the things to look out for and stuff like that. So a lot of times when you're buying equipment like this, a lot of stuff is more about the relationships, getting those relationships cemented. You know, you're not buying a brand new tractor, and with that you're not buying all those other issues with warranty and stuff like that. That if it is a problem, no matter what brand it is, if it's a problem, you've got a problem. You know, when you're looking into these things, I know a lot more now because of people than I ever did before. You know, you look at how many hours are put onto these Deere tractors and some of the other good quality stuff, and you understand that profitability in how many hours work you do before an engine rebuild or before this or that or whatever you need to work on is all dollars in your pocket. You know, it makes a huge difference to your investment. You know, all of these companies will tell you that they'll do this for you and they'll do that for you, and it's a fantastic thing, and it's state of the art, and it's all these different things. But when you look at good old technology, in the older technology like this that doesn't have all the electronics and all the other stuff in it, they just go and they do a job, and they do it, you know, just reliably and relentlessly. That having climbed all over this thing and looked all through it, you know, I'm loving it. It's just light years ahead of what was state-of-the-art equipment. and then you don't have to worry so much about interactions with people, because you can work through what's true or what's not. You know, I was looking at some of the latest John Deeres, you know, and latest New Hollands, and by the time you're being told by one company, oh yeah, well, you know, this is the state of the art, it's fantastic, it's all these things, and then you look through it and the other company's saying, oh no, they've got gearbox troubles, you know, they can't make their gearbox work. Now, because of where I've been, I've got a lot of contacts with different major manufacturers that are, you know, through the door to a different level. And in those companies, when you're dealing with them, you know, although people are saying, oh yeah, well, don't trust this other brand because they got gearbox issues and this one, you know, we don't. You have other people through the Lemon Tractors Australia come to you and say, well, actually, funny you should mention that, I bought one of these brands, you know, and it was $115, well, when I was priced the tractor, it was $115,000 investment, and they were doing slashing up north. Okay, they're in northern Queensland, and the gearbox had blown up in it. And they were told to keep driving it by the manufacturer, through the dealer, and if it lets go, when it lets go, we'll sort it out. Now, that poor gentleman and his family were told that it'd be 3 months to fix that tractor. Now, that's 3 months without income. You know, you've got set contracts. Now, it's just unacceptable that an agricultural company will put you in that position. Now, with that particular brand, I handed him a phone number of a person that I'd met because of the videos, because of everything else, and I think it was about 2 weeks that tractor was back up and running, you know, and he's happy, and, you know, saying, well, and this is the thing, the manufacturers, I don't care what brand it is, they all screw you over because you go, yeah, actually it's feeling pretty good, it's going pretty good, yeah, okay, and then when it turns dirty later on, they say, oh, well, you said it was all fixed. Well, until we put these tractors to work in the field, going and doing their job, 1 hour, 1 day is not a satisfactory result to say, yeah, it's all fixed, it's going fantastic, and they want to beat you over the head with it, you know. They were the ones that built the product, they were the ones that messed up and it didn't work, or it broke, or whatever happened. They shouldn't be looking for an easy out to say to you, well, you know what, you said it was working when we delivered it in the first 15 minutes, you know, as being some sort of excuse for the things that go wrong. So with him, he got back up and running very fast, and you have to think, because of the doors that have been opened with our channel and with the connections with a lot of these other companies, you have much better opportunity to be able to get responses out of these companies and to be able to push things through and say, well, you know what, I need this to be fixed, because these companies already know that in real terms we are vulnerable to getting back to working. That's these things don't earn us a cent while they're sitting here doing nothing. They need to be turning wheels. So that's a major reason why I went back to an older tractor. Something that's proven, something that has a track record, something that's reliable. Now, you know, there will be people who come forward and go, oh, you can't compare this, and you can't. This has nothing to do with any other brand or any other tractor. This is a beast all of its own. You know, that label there, you know, is the quality that this one was built at. I'm not saying that they're always at that now. I don't know that there are transmission issues with those particular ones, although I've heard through the internet that some people have said that people they know have had trouble, but nobody themselves has come forward and said, you know what, I've had problems with this or problems with that. So that's how I came to go down this path. It's not just the monetary saving of buying a used tractor when you got the confidence that the hours and the workload is, you know, what it is. This tractor's got just about brand new tyres on it. the quality and the build quality of the tractor would mean that in real terms, I would never wear this tractor out. I just simply, at this stage, you know, things can change. I just would not put the amount of hours and the amount of work onto a tractor like this that it would wear out in my lifetime. And anything that did in those things would be able to be rebuilt or repaired, you know, and it would be easily repaired without complicated, expensive equipment. So that is basically why we went to the 6310. You know, it's about a 95 horsepower. Yeah, it's yeah, I can't remember what I was going to say to you guys in there. The transmission in this tractor is the old school 24 speed. Just insane good. Like, I mean, it's just incredible. You know, I wished I had had my time over, but this beastie is incredible. So, you know, as we stand with the tractor update, you know, we're waiting to be paid out. The tractor was picked up on Monday, so, you know, I'm getting, as each day goes past, I'm getting a little less happy about the time it's taking to be paid out. You know, if I went to Woolworths or Coles or any of the supermarkets and I said, listen, I'm just going to take this home and then later on I'll decide when I'm going to pay the money, I would be not surprised that they wouldn't do business with you. But anyway, that's where I'm at. I'm waiting to be have this matter finalised, and what happens next and how we go forward from here will relate to how quickly that happens. It'll be very interesting to see how quickly it happens. It's taken a fair bit to now, and I'm a bit disappointed that this has transpired, that it's been gone and I still haven't been paid for it. So we'll wait and see. There's a lot of video that I videoed before it left and when it left and those things that is archived that, you know, I don't want to have to go down that path. But, you know, we are where we are, and that's unfortunately what we've got to deal with. But a prompt finalisation of that would be a much better situation. So yeah, this tractor is incredible to drive, and like I said, that gearbox situation in these older tractors is just incredible to utilise. You know, from the system that we had before, where you only had 2 ranges, and you got about I think it's 6 ranges in this and 4 gears. Yeah, that would be right, wouldn't it? That's 24 gears, isn't it? Yep. Is just brilliant because it's a seamless change between those 4 gears. So you clutch to range, decide what range you want, and then you can just move forward, up or down within that range without the clutch. And there's no power loss. It's just incredible, the power to the ground. And we've only been driving around. We haven't been doing any work as of yet because, you know, like I said yesterday, we spent the day running up, picking up that rake to start doing some of the stuff that we want to do here. We've got a lot of other equipment that we're looking to purchase very soon to be able to do the different work around the property that we want to do. So it's exciting times as far as that goes. And the front end loader should be coming very shortly. So that should be another exciting set of videos on that when that gets here, because that is a serious piece of gear. So, not that, well, that's a serious piece of gear, and the front end loader is a serious piece of gear. So it will be a lot of fun. There's a lot of exciting things, and with Joel's new channel coming up and running, there'll be a lot of things posted in there on the motorcycle repairs and all sorts of different topics. We have such a wide variety of work that we do. We will be showing a lot of different topics, from the garage door stuff right on through to carpentry, and many of the earth moving things, as well as the lantana work that we do. So, you know, there's really not enough hours in the day, and now that winter's coming around, it's a little bit darker for longer. It's we're back to drizzly rain. It was beautiful blue skies last night, which usually happens. We have cyclones in Australia. We don't have tornadoes. Very rare for tornadoes here. But there's a couple of cyclones moving around right up the tip of Australia, around the Gulf area, and I don't know whether they're bumping into each other. I don't watch much of the news. It's too much dribble in the news. But because of that, we're looking like we're going to come back to a very wet Easter, with substantial, massive, in your scale in America, probably 4 feet of water in 24-hour and 48-hour periods. We had one the other day, not in Brisbane. It was 100 millimeters in 1 minute. Wow. That was up near Tully, I think it was up that way, up in northern Queensland. But yeah, that's a lot of water. I still love Jumanji, where he says, a little water never hurt anybody. Yeah, but a lot will kill you. There's nothing truer than that. So I've got to go out and I've got to do a horse lesson. I've got to teach a lady on a very, very excited, very dangerous 17-hand thoroughbred that was throwing itself on the ground because it had been so badly handled. It was about a $20,000 to $30,000 horse that was so badly bronked out that it was taken to the point that it was throwing itself on the ground. And a 17-hand horse that throws itself on the ground is something that you don't want to imagine. And then that's what happens. You get brought those horses and you've got to sort them out, Teach them not to buck, teach them not to throw themselves on the ground, teach them that life isn't that bad. And it's quite an incredible life. It's an incredible journey to work with people and show them those things. We have a lot more people in Australia, a lot more ladies in Australia that are going to the doggers, going to the auctions and buying these horses that have been terribly mistreated by people for a very long time. And we're talking professional horsemen. That, on any level, if it was filmed or if it was shown, it would be criminal. And these people have created these horses to these stages. And you've got to be careful what you say. It's on the tip of my tongue to be saying monsters, these horses, these monsters. But the horses were created. And not one of these cowardly grubs will take any responsibility for what they created. You got people that are professional horses. They've been in their whole lives, and they've worked on horses that they probably only get 50% of horses through their program, through their system, and they have that 50% success rate, 50% loss. Those other horses go to the doggers, they go to all sorts of different places, and people get hurt by them. And those people still collect checks and they still get paid. Now, I've always been in trouble, like through Facebook, when you look at it, with making statements, because I don't sugarcoat it. I don't care. If you do cruel things behind the barn, you're a coward. I don't care what your rank is. I don't care where you fit into the system. It's unacceptable. I do everything I do in front of people, right in front of them, in front of children, in front of families, and there's no need for that rubbish. But unfortunately, that's a whole other story. That doesn't have anything to do with tractors. That's just my passion in life and what I've lived to this point. But yeah, so I'm off to do a lesson there and recover that horse. His improvement is just insane how good he is. It's taken a lot of skill to bring him along to that level, but it's a process of going back to kindergarten and building them completely back from scratch. And it's easily done. It just takes the determination and the time to do it, and the understanding, the communication to be able to take them back to basics. But when you see horses that eyes are twitching and they're the size of a dinner plate and they are ferociously dangerous from what they've been treated, and they're going, yeah, just another human coming to do terrible things to me, and in an hour, 2 hours, you walk away from them, their eye is dead calm and relaxed and dopey and just completely relaxed. And that is, we do not use drugs, we do not do any of those things. In fact, everything I do is done to the point that even if a horse gets really worked up and sweated up, I'll stop, I'll relax for a time, they calm back down, and I'll go back to the work I was doing. I won't even take cheap shots, which was one of the standards that was used in a lot of the stuff, is that people would smash them to the point they're a foaming bar mess, and then they would really step it up to make the horse so fearful of any interaction past that point. Those people would be able to do whatever they wanted to do or needed to do. I work the opposite to that. I show them integrity and honesty and respect is what I offer and what I expect, and I won't accept less than that. And horses don't disappoint me. They respond to that. You know, kindness in all of its forms is never wasted. I don't care whether it's being spent on humans or it's being spent on horses, it is never wasted. So never let anybody tell you different than that, because I can show you time after time that that is a true fact. Anyway, I'm Gary, I'm the Attitude Adjuster. Thank you so much for stopping in. That's the tractor update as it stands at the moment. We're looking for exciting new times with this new equipment and getting this thing off the trailer after I've done my lessons and stuff like that for today, and then we can start getting some things done with the John Deere and starting to make some serious videos of some of the stuff that we're doing as we go along. Thank you very much. Please subscribe, please like our videos, and please comment. Bye bye.